everyone, what's up? It's Chapman here, and welcome back to another Tutorial Tuesday. And on this one, we are going to be building a goat horn farm. This is the one I built on the hardcore series. It is amazing. These are all of the items that you are going to need right here. The glass is for a roof to contain the goats. The boat is for those chickens. And the wheat is to breed more goats. Okay, first thing that you are going to do for this is grab your items, find an area, and dig yourself out a 3x3 pit. Fill that pit with some stone, and then in a 2-block radius around this stone, dig it out 2 blocks deep. Okay, now on either one of the sides, it doesn't matter, come to the center here and dig it down another 2 blocks, and place your chest at the bottom. With your chest at the bottom, now we're going to take our 36 hopper, and we're going to run all of our hopper feeding into that chest. Right like that, but you're going to skip the corners, okay? Because we don't, the goat horns never fly out that far. Once that's complete, cover all of your hoppers with some soul sand. Fill in your outside corners. Place a trapdoor above this chest so that way you can have access to it, and it can still open. In the center here, we're just going to place down a temporary block, and above this temporary block, we're going to mirror this 3x3 stone. On the center stone, right there, we're going to place down our boat, and now we're going to get our leads out, and we're going to go and get our chickens right now, and we're actually going to put them inside the boat. Right like that. And then on each side, counting 4 blocks away from the soul sand, place down your fence and leaving a 4-block gap, surround the entire farm with your fences. With that complete, anywhere along these fences here, we're going to place down another trapdoor. That is going to allow us to jump in and out of this thing. And now, literally, the only thing left to do is to get these goats in place. And now, in order to keep these goats contained, what we're going to want to do is, we're going to have to put a roof on this thing. Otherwise, they're just going to do that. So right here above the stone, we're going to place down a temporary block. And then we are going to make a ring around the stone with our glass. In the outside corner here, we are going to build up 2 and then place another piece of glass. And we are going to run a ring around this entire farm. Editor Chap here, cover the whole roof. I said to do rows in this thing and then I do rows after this, but cover the whole roof. The babies escape. And now with everything in place, I don't know if you have to remove the snow, but I did on my farm, so maybe just remove the snow. And now with everything all done, all you have to do is just simply give yourself a little, give yourself an entrance, whatever. But now the only thing left to do is to literally just breed goats until you have the screaming ones. Oh. Okay, but once you've got yourself enough screaming goats, eventually what you are going to find is that there's going to be a little baby goat that sounds a little bit different than the rest of them. Did you hear that? But that is essentially what you are looking for. So I'm going to stop right here. This is the sound of the baby screaming goat, okay? That is what a baby screaming goat sounds like. That is exactly what you are looking for and waiting for. And once you get one of those things, you basically just want to isolate it so that way you can continue to breed more baby screaming goats. Now, I've only been in here for a few minutes and you can see we are already starting to fill up on the regular goat horns. It probably only takes, look at, he's missing one. That guy just knocked one off of his head right there and it's going into the chest. But as you can see, the only thing left to do now is just continue to breed goats until you get a lot of screamers and a lot of regular goats. Make sure you put a full roof on this thing. I didn't even think of the baby. Look at that. I didn't even think of the babies. But once you breed enough, you are good to go. Now, the reason why this farm works and why it works so well is, soul sand is actually a solid block compared to, soul sand is technically a solid block, even though you sink down into it like this. So believe it or not, these goats actually think that, soul sand is a solid block. And anything that falls on top of soul sand is going to get pulled in and sucked in by the hoppers that are below it, because Yeah, it is one of those blocks where you kind of sink down. But you can see, I sink down into it, and then I pop back up. So yeah, that's how this soul sand works. You don't need no minecarts or nothing. But there you have it. Make sure you just put a full roof on this thing because, yeah, all these baby goats are just escaping. Now, for breeding, the more wheat you bring along, the better. I mean, you're just going to be able to spam and grow all of these baby goats faster. And you're going to be able to breed a lot faster, too, so you'll get more baby goats. But if you don't have a lot of wheat, no worries. Here's a little strategy. Here's a little trick in order to get some fast. Bring along some bone or some bone meal. You can get bone from the nether. Turn it into bone meal, and all you have to do is just simply put your seeds in your left hand and hold down right click. And once your wheat grows up like this, all you have to do is just keep holding down right click, make sure you're aiming at the farmland, and then left click, left click, left click. And as long as you've got bone meal for days, you have literally pretty much unlimited wheat. I started out making a wheat farm, and then I switched to this strategy, and yeah, it works wonderfully. Now, I haven't even been here that long, and look at all of the goat horns that we have. So you can see, in literally about less than an hour of just breeding, and yeah, you can get pretty much all of your goat horns, all of the goats that you need, and then from there, all you gotta do is just pick and choose which ones you don't want anymore, strap the ones that you do want, so if we find ourselves 2 screaming goats, we can just stick them in the corner, and then we'll be able to continue to breed them until we just get more and more goats, more and more screaming goats, and literally in a matter of no time. Goat horns. And one of the easiest way to pinpoint your screaming goats is to just put your wheat in your left hand and start off in the ones that don't sound like they're a screamer. Like right now we have no screamers in front of me, it sounds like. I think I heard one. And now, after a while, once you've done some slicing and dicing and you've kind of cut this down, you can see we have nothing but screaming goats in here. It might be important to you to try to isolate 2 of them and maybe keep their horns on them. Because like I just said, once their horns drop, and they don't ever grow back. So once they lose their horns, they're pretty much gone, but you can still use these guys to breed more screaming baby goats. But yeah, these guys are so rare, you might want to keep a set that has, yeah, some horns on them. But yeah, these guys drop Dream, Yearn, Call, and Admire. I have no idea why they made 4 of them on the rarest thing, but whatever. It is what it is. That's your goat horn farm. Yeah, it's gonna be a little messy. Decorate this however you would like to. Yeah, be careful. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. See you on the next one. Peace.